Every day I live with knowing that he killed Kendrick.
Serving justice for senseless violence inside a Highlands Ranch school.
I never want to see him have a free day in his life.
I know he's not sorry.
And bringing a sense of closure to a community in mourning.
You took a life and you've changed all of ours.
And good evening, and thanks for joining us for Denver 7 News at 5. I'm Ann Trujillo.
And I'm Shannon Ogden. We have some breaking news right now. More than a year after the STEM school shooting in Highlands Ranch, the community gets some closure today. The judge sentences the gunman to life in prison.
Several victims spoke at the sentencing for the student who masterminded the attack, sharing their sorrow for the Castillo family who lost their son Kendrick when he gave his life to try to stop the shooter. They also spoke about how their community has forever been changed by this act of violence.
Denver 7's Lance Hernandez just stepped out of the hearing. Lance, this has been an emotional day.
A very emotional day for many people, and I can tell you the big news today is that the judge handed down a life sentence with the possibility of parole to Alec McKinney. There were a number of other counts, one of them conspiracy to commit murder. McKinney getting 13 years on that one to be served concurrently. There were multiple attempted murder counts for the various victims who were injured in that shooting. The first of those attempted murder cases is a 16-year sentence to be served consecutively, and the other remaining sentences, all 16 years on those counts, to be served concurrently. Now today, we know that Kendrick's father spoke in court, and he talked about that last day that he saw his son. They had breakfast, and he went out and shot some video as his son drove to school because he had gotten new tires on his Jeep, and his dad wanted to have video of the Jeep driving away. Little did he know that would be the last time he saw his son. He said he can't forgive McKinney for what he did. Kendrick's mom, Maria, also taking the stand. She said she will never forgive McKinney. She called him an evil killer and said her only wish is to see that he is dead and burning in hell. The district attorney said this was intended to be a mass murder of historic proportions and that had both defendant and co-defendant succeeded, the death count would have exceeded that of Columbine. Now, as you mentioned, there were a number of teachers and students that talked to the court today, relaying their experience. We spoke with a couple of them earlier this afternoon.
I wanted to be able to face Alec the best I could and explain what he's done to our family and to our community. And there's so many of us that, despite the fact there's a lot of named victims, there's a lot of us that aren't named. And I'm hoping that I spoke for some of us today too.
Every day I live with knowing that he killed Kendrick and knowing how good of a person Kendrick was and how he never hurt a soul and he really didn't deserve it.
Now, Alec McKinney spoke out in his own defense today at his sentencing hearing. He said, to anyone thinking about doing a school shooting, get help now. He says, don't be a coward and hide behind a gun. He also said that he wanted to apologize to Kendrick's family. He says he knows that they won't accept that apology. He noted that they were walking out while he was speaking. His mom made mention of that. He also said that he promises to live life as a new person. Now, the next defendant is still expected to be sentenced, that will actually to go through trial. But this one here, a very emotional sentencing hearing today. We'll have more. We're expecting to hear from Kendrick's dad and from the district attorney a little bit later. We'll let you know when we do. Reporting live in Castle Rock, Lance Hernandez, Denver 7.
All right, Lance, thank you very much.